I'm handsome, I'm fast, I'm pretty, and can't possibly be beat.
High fly ball into right field. She is gone.
They might be going to call George Brett out.
Well, he's out.
Yes, sir.
Brett is out. Look at this. Brett is out. And
He's steaming mad.
he is out.
Swung, fly ball deep left center. Grissom on the run. Yes! The Atlanta Braves have given you a championship.
Auburn going after it. Here's a good snap. It is blocked. It is blocked. It's caught on the run. It's caught on the run. He's going to score. David Wagner has scored. And Auburn is tied the game.
It's good! It's good!
It's good.
It's good!
It's good.
It's good!
Van Tippen has won the ball game.
Alabama has beaten Auburn!
I'd like for the people to remember me as being a winner, because I ain't never been nothing but a winner.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome in. Welcome back to the Total Chad Sports Podcast. We are at number 104, 105. We're at whatever. We're just going on. We're beyond 100. There is so many past 100 right now. 5, I think. 4, 5. I don't know. I can't remember what last I put it as. Because last time, I think I just did Twitch. And I didn't continue through YouTube. So it didn't have like 105 or whatever. Hi, Lady Bird. Lady Bird's looking for another treat I just gave her. But so yeah, welcome back. I know we've been gone for a little bit. We were on July 4th, enjoying a little bit of a video game action. Just enjoying the 4th. Hope everyone had a good time. Hope everybody was safe, didn't blow off any digits. Went to go see some fireworks. It was pretty fun. It was just a great night. Saw a pretty big show here in town. Went with a couple of friends. So I lost count after 21 as well. I lost count after 5 because I can't really count either. I mean, I'm not a very good counter. You know what I mean? Like my counting is 1, 2, free. You know what I mean? Like I can't get past 350. 350. It's just hard. It's difficult. It's very difficult. What's not difficult is subscribing to the YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. YouTube.com/at Coach Grizzle TV. Once again, YouTube.com/at Coach Grizzle TV. That's where you can follow us there. You can check out all the content there. More and more and more. You can also follow us on the X. You know where to follow us on the X. There it is, on the X. I need to switch the, I need to get the, let me fix that real quick. I need to get the search bar out of there. Can't tell what I'm searching. Don't want you telling what I'm searching. You know what I mean? Never know nowadays. But, global icon, controversial with a global icon. Conversation. Khloe Kardashian and Dolly Parton. Was this for... Let's see, what... I don't know if I want to play that. Is that something we need to play? This seems like it's more of a joke. Excuse me? Oh, he went with like... Really? This is the same team that swept the Atlanta Braves, remind you. What is this? Robot? This is like robot rock. Look at everybody kind of like, holy shit, why did we decide to come to this game today? And who in the hell is this dude? First of all, we're not watching that anymore. That is absolutely insane. Will Smith has completely lost touch with reality, bro. I have no idea what that even means. A lot of stuff. You can hit us up on the Twitter account, X, whatever you call it, the little bird tweety thing. Coach Grizzle on YouTube, at Gwasny Chad, at Coach Grizzle TV. You can hit us up there. You see I've retweeted a bunch of stuff that's happening around the Trash Pandas. Next week, All-Star break, but they don't play the Clingstones until the end of the week. So I'm going to try to go either Friday or Saturday to one of those games. Gotta see some of the mini Braves take on the Rocket City Trash Pandas. Got to see the Trash Pandas West, of course, last week on Tuesday. Watch them absolutely dismantle them. Take 2 out of 3 in that series. Outscore them like 12-8 or something like that. Like, just ridiculous. Just absolutely ridiculous. Right now, I mean, the Braves got absolutely shellacked by the Athletics in the first game. Didier Fuentes giving up like 6 runs or 5 runs in the first 2 innings. Then last night, the Athletics give up like 4 runs in the first inning. Give up like a bunch of home runs to Riley, Ozuna. Who else hit a home run? Acuna hit 2. That's a while ago. Bryce Elder pitched last night. Daysball Hernandez and Bryce Elder combined for a no-no. I remember that. Wasn't too long ago. It's only 4 years ago. During the magical run that they did win the World Series. But people, they lose Michael Harris too. There's Michael Harris as well. He was on that team as well. He came through. He was one of the many that Daysball Hernandez, Michael Harris II. He came through, played against the Rocket City Trash Pandas. Got to watch them come into town before Michael Harris signed his ridiculous contract to go 222 throughout the entire season and not hit the ball at all, especially last night. You hit us there. We're going live. You can see we're live. You can see the lineup for tonight against the Chattanooga Lookouts. They just have the Trash Pandas number, man. I swear. Nelson Rada's back. This Colas guy, he's just raking right now. How about Ben Goebel? 17 hits over the last 15 games. Let's see if he can get another hit tonight. Is he playing tonight? Of course he is. I would be. Let's see. We got anything else? You're going to tell me that Stuart Fairchild is a better player than Madame Duval, Eddie Rosario, or Sam Hilliard? Don't think so. I'd put money on that right now. Get Stuart Fairchild out of there. Let Luke Williams play more. The dude can at least get you out of an inning throwing eephus pitches. And then look at this. Kyra Lewis back in the thick of it. Love to see it. I want to see this hometown kid come back, do some great things for the Heat. Be pretty fun to watch. Started out with getting drafted by the Pelicans. That's actually a rendition right there of me crying watching the Braves. Staying up until 9 o'clock at night. Staying up until 9 o'clock at night like a good Braves fan. And just watching them get dismantled by the Athletics. Did I ever change the channel? No, I did not. Now, FanDuel did come in and out on my Fire Stick. It did screw up a lot. But I will say this. I did not expect that to get absolutely shellacked like they did. Right now, yesterday, a couple of days ago, whenever, the Yankees are playing the Mariners. The Mariners are up 1-0 in the second, going to the third. The Rays and Red Sox are tied 0-0 in the bottom of the third. There's a rain delay in the Guardians and White Sox. The Nationals and the Cardinals are tied right now. The game just started. They got a guy on second. Tonight you got Braves and Athletics, which I will be staying up for. The fact that this game is at 8:05, 9:05 Eastern. The fact that this game is at 8:05, thank goodness. The last 2 nights starting at 9:15, 9:15 Central Time. My God. Sitting there waiting up all night, or 9:05, sorry. 9:05 Central Time. Waiting for this game to start. And then watching what the Braves will do. Hopefully Spencer Strider can get right in this game. I would love it. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see some run support too. After last night's offensive juggernaut, I would love to see Juggernaut scoring, what, was it 9 runs? That's the problem. Scoring runs. The hitting is the problem. We've known this. Hitting with runners in scoring position has always been the Braves' problem. It hasn't changed. You don't have to be an, quote, expert to know that the Braves are bad right now. all the pitching hurt. The way that the season started. Jurickson Profar. With his little cheating scandal. Spencer Strider being hurt. Ronald Acuna being hurt. And being an all-star for the little amount of time that he's played. Now, granted, he's a very popular player. Even if I think if he wasn't as great as he is right now and playing really well right now, I still think he'd probably get picked, at least as an alternate. Still probably would end up in the home run derby too, because he wanted to be in it. Rangers are playing the Trash Pandas West. Jack Kohanowitz, former Trash Panda. Got to see him pitch quite a few times in the Rocket City. Taking on the Rangers and Corbin. Diamondbacks are playing the Padres later. Today, yesterday, a few days ago, whenever. And the finals as of yesterday, today, right now, whatever. The Orioles beat the Mets 3-1. The Cubs beat after that, I guess that was a debacle. Because then that had to have been one of the doubleheader games. I guess that might have been the first one. But the Orioles ended up sweeping the Mets in a doubleheader. The Cubs went 8-1 over the Twins, and the Reds beat the Marlins 6-0. So did the Marlins sweep the Mets, or did the Orioles sweep the Mets? No, they took 2 out of 3. To sweep the Braves, and then go and take 2 out of 3 from the Mets, and then now you're going to go play the Marlins. Man, I know they're at the bottom of the barrel, but my goodness, they're playing really well. And I would love Gunnar Henderson on the Braves. I'm just saying. An Alabama kid, would love to see him play for the Braves. It's probably never going to happen. He's their young talent, just like Holiday, who hit a 2-run jack against the Braves. I don't think you're ever going to see them try to move on from those players because those are 2 really high touted players. And the fact that Charlie Morton did really well against the Braves in his return to Atlanta, that was something as well. So congrats to the Orioles. They're at the bottom of the barrel, but they're ending up beating like 2 teams. Like one team is obviously where they're supposed to be in the top, but the other team who's supposed to be at the top and being able to beat them. The Braves are only 11 games under 500. In fact, that it's insane that they're 40-51 right now. But let's look at the standings, shall we? We look over here on the standings. We look at the wild card. Let's look at the wild card first, because then we'll go through the standings for each individual one. The Braves are 9.5 games. They have been sitting at like 7, 9, like this entire time. And the fact that we still have an entire half of a season left, because the All-Star break is next week in Atlanta. And I would love to be there. I would love to be at the All-Star game. I'd love to be at SEC Media Days next week. Obviously, I got turned down for SEC Media Days. I am not some, radio station, or I'm not some news outlet that is hugely backed by some rich donor and some rich company. So I don't get the opportunities that a lot of other people get. So it's harder to do as a YouTuber, podcaster, whatever you want to call me. Just a guy that absolutely loves the game of sport, any kind of sport. College football, NFL, baseball, hockey, basketball, whatever. Not so much golf. But because I think they're at the Scottish Open this week. How about that? The Scottish Open. One of my favorite courses to play on Tiger Woods, because it's so open. Can't really screw up. You just hit in a big pasture. Because the game will show you where the boundaries are at. And all you got to do is really just hit it straight. So looking at the standings, Braves at 9.5. Got a real good... I mean, they're playing better at home. The away has to get better. The run differential is +2. But you got to score runs. You have got to score. Compare how in the world, first of all, are the Athletics at negative 138 run differential. And they're over here hanging with the Braves. You got the Rockies, who are at negative 251 run differential and still can somehow compete with the Braves. I think most people didn't expect, when we're looking at Detroit being where they're at, because they have nothing to do with the wild card. They're sitting at 13 games. Probably the best team in baseball right now. I would say the Detroit Tigers are the best team in baseball. They got the best record. We'll have to see what happens. Their run differential is crazy at 108. I think they have the best other than the Cubs. 124 with the Cubs, 108 second place for the Detroit Tigers. The Yankees can score runs. They're at plus 105, but their pitching is what's really saving them, and then their lineup's kind of hurt. So we'll see what happens throughout that as well and see what they can do. The fact that the Blue Jays are sitting on top of the American League East is mind-blowing to me because I never would have thought that Toronto would have at least been there. I would have probably picked either the Yankees, possibly the Red Sox, but maybe not so much the Red Sox. They've kind of fallen back a little bit too. I would love some of their pitchers, not going to lie. But I never would have said, hey, yeah, let's put the Blue Jays up there on top of the East right now. I really did not expect that. Definitely did not expect the Tigers to make the jump that they did since last year to take the Central. But the Central's so bad that, I mean, like I said, it's between, it really should have been between the Guardians, the Twins, and the Tigers. And most of the time it's between the Guardians and the Tigers. Yes, the Royals won a World Series a few years ago, but it's been a long time, and it's just like up and down for the Royals, I swear. They're one of those smaller markets that's like, they have to they kind of have to get hot. They kind of have to be one of those teams like the Texas Rangers to make the run they did a couple years ago. So the Astros are still the Astros. I mean, if you didn't think that they were going to be on top of the West with the amazing pitching that they have and all of the injuries that they have in their lineup, the Houston Astros right now, I mean, just keep raking in their own division, of course. But the Angels, who were sitting early and were playing really well early on, they're only 2 games under 500. They're 9.5 back from there. I think the problem with them is obviously run differential. I mean, they just can't. It seems like unless they play the Braves, they can't score runs. Their pitching is it's young, and I think that it's one of those things that outside of their young pitching, it's like they have to figure out with this young, talented roster as well. Mike Trout has to keep producing too, so it's hard for the Angels to try to get out of their own way. The Mariners are playing real well. The Astros are good, so it's gonna be tough. And looking over at the National League, of course, the Phillies and Mets are on top of the East. With 1.5 back for the Mets after they got taken 2 out of 3 by the Orioles. Philly had that game the same night that the Braves had the inside the park home run in the first inning. The Phillies gave up the inside the park home run against the Giants for a walk-off winner. How about that? That was insane. I'm sorry. That was probably one of the craziest things I've ever seen. And the wind-up by the third base coach, I mean, just keep spinning it. Of course, the Cubs are on top, 2 games on the Milwaukee Brewers. The Brewers swept the Dodgers for the first time in Milwaukee. I think it's like maybe ever, since ever. And the Dodgers are on like a 6-game losing streak right now. Yeah, 6-game losing streak. The Brewers are on a 4-game winning streak. I mean, it's tough. The Dodgers, with all the injuries that they have to their lineup, pitching, everything like that, still on top 5 games over the Giants. It's really their division to lose every single year. As good as the Padres can look on paper, and as good as their pitching can look, and as much money as they can buy, the Padres can't seem to get out their own way. 6 games back on the Dodgers. The Giants are up 1 game on them. The Dodgers are still winning games. Shoot, the Diamondbacks have a better record than the Braves. The East is so bad because every single year I feel like it's always top-heavy between 2 teams. It's either the Braves and the Phillies or the Braves and the Mets. There's no in-between. Now you've got the Phillies and the Mets who are top. That's just because of the way the Braves are playing right now. The Braves have been able to play really well against the Mets and the Phillies. Not so much the Marlins, but it's one of those things where you look at it and you go, all right, well, it's their division to lose, especially in the West, because the Dodgers, they don't get out of their own way. They just keep winning games. They have all the money. They have this great roster that won it last year too. They're going to be a problem, especially if they can get their lineup healthy and then if they can keep their pitching healthy. Because they're like the opposite of the Astros. It's like their lineup is good. Or their lineup, their lineup is good, but their pitching is subpar, but yeah, they're winning games. The Astros is like their lineup is hurt, their pitching's really good, and they're winning games. So it's tough. It's tough to sit here and kind of say, oh, well, one of these West teams, you know, they're still going to win it out because, like, the Mariners are going to beat each other up. The Angels, the Giants, the Padres. I mean, those 4 teams right there are going to be a problem in their own self, beating each other up. Hopefully can take some of this momentum after losing 6 games in a row. Actually, one of the worst streaks outside of the Pirates right now. And the Pirates are just bleh. So I think O'Neal Cruz is going to hit in the home run derby. But the Red Sox with the 6-game win streak right now, that's probably the best right now, winning 6 games in a row. So the problem with me as a Braves fan, watching the Braves constantly, is watching guys go up there and just swing at whatever. Or guys go out there, runners in scoring position, and fly out. Or ground out. Just not producing runs. How about Bryce Elder last night? Bryce Elder. I think he had 7 Ks. He went like 6 innings. Gave up like 1 run. Come on. It's Bryce freaking Elder. Every day. It's always, oh, this guy sucks. Or, oh, this guy somehow magically threw out a gym. He's a wild card. Wild card, baby. Woo-wee! I mean, that's Bryce Elder. But this is the same Bryce Elder that a few years ago, like during 2021, I think it was, that it was like him, Max Fried, and might have been early Strider that was like carrying that Braves team. So say what you will, say what you want about the Atlanta Braves and about how bad they are. But it's, I mean, we're about to be in the All-Star break and we have a whole half season. So I'm tired of hearing people talk about the farm system not being very good. Because if the farm system wasn't very good, then go look at half the lineup. Go look at half the lineup. Go look at some of the pitchers that are in there right now. You're not doing Didier Fuentes any good by throwing a 20-year-old pitcher out there and seeing what happens. You did the same thing to Dylan Dodd. Dylan Dodd's now in the bullpen. He was a young guy. You threw him out there. He got shellacked a bunch. He wasn't ready. Spencer Schwellenbach, the same thing. Then all of a sudden came into his own. AJ Smith-Shawver. AJ Smith-Shawver wasn't even very good at the start. So if we want to sit here and talk about, oh, how bad the Braves farm system is, all right, we'll call up Ian Mejia. Call up Hurston Waldrop. These guys, yeah, they got shellacked maybe in AAA, maybe in AA a couple of times, but they just called up Ian Mejia. You got Drew Hackenberg that could throw the ball. Okay? You got Winans and you got, I'm trying to think of one more. You could call up J.R. Ritchie. These are all young pitchers, but you don't want them to get shellacked early. You want to sit here and say how bad the farm system is. Michael Harris II is their starting center fielder. He was playing for the Mississippi Braves about 2.5 years ago. Okay? Yeah, that farm system must be so bad. Drake Baldwin, you ever heard of him? This should be the starting catcher in my opinion. I'm pretty sure he played for the Mississippi Braves a few years ago too. Or just last year, right? Right. So when you sit here and listen to clowns and people who have no idea what they're even talking about for the Atlanta Braves, they really should just keep their mouth shut. I get it. Everyone is labeled to their own opinion. But when you're sitting here and you're like, oh, the Braves don't have any leaders. The Braves need somebody to step up. What is Ronald Acuna doing? Ronald Acuna does the same thing Bryce Harper gets praised for on a daily basis. Bryce Harper can go off and tell the media that he's the best player in baseball and he's amazing and he does all these things and blah, 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 blah. But if Ronald Acuna does that, he's childish. He's cocky. He doesn't know what he's talking about. It's ridiculous. Dude hit 2 home runs last night after getting scratched the night before. You had Austin Riley who hit a home run. Oh, yeah, that's not a leader. Matt Olson, who apparently isn't a leader. Yeah, all of these guys, they're not leaders. They're just not leaders. Yep, not leaders. Not leaders in the clubhouse. Guys that can't come out there, do things, and lead their team to a victory. I will say this. When it comes to defense, it needs to come up. It needs to get better. Because last night you had Nick Allen give up two costly, ball off the bat, ball off the mitt, or just missed it, and it led to a run. And then Riley had one, like it was either last night or the night before, I can't remember, that just groped right past him. I mean, that's just routine, like little league stuff. You know, I mean, the batting is terrible, but also, like, I'm sorry, I'm not a big fan of a lot of the coaching staff that we have here for the Atlanta Braves. Don't get me wrong, I like a few guys. Freddie Gonzalez, Walt Weiss, former Huntsville Star, Oakland Athletic himself. I like some of the staff, but there's some staff that just it needs to get right. It doesn't make sense to me. It's just like, how do you continue to let this happen every day and not make changes? I don't think Brian Snitker should lose his job. I don't believe that it's Snit's fault that all of these players are getting hurt. It's not Snit's fault that these guys can't hit. I think what is Snit's fault is when he draws up a lineup. When you know that Ozzie Albies can't hit or Michael Harris can't hit, and and Eli White and Nick Allen are hitting the ball, or at least getting on base, or trying to get on base, you probably should move them up in the lineup and move. But see, they're not going to do that. They have so much money invested in Albies and so much money, especially invested in Michael Harris II, that they're not going to make them bat 8th and 9th. Okay, like Michael Harris might bat 8th, but you're not going to put Albies at 9th, and you're not going to put Michael Harris at 9th. You're just not. And I just don't understand why you wouldn't do that anyway. Why can't you just start it? Why can't you just try it? Like, Michael Harris II batting 8th, right? And then you put Albies at 9th, and Albies right in front of his buddy, Ronald Acuna. Maybe it sparks something. Just give a guy an opportunity to hit a little bit more, too. A guy that can come in and hit the ball. 2 nights ago, it was Eli White hitting the ball in a game where you're getting shellacked by the Oakland Athletics. I'm sorry, the Vegas Athletics, whatever you want to call them. And how about the patch? The patches they wear for the Athletics. So if you're batting, right, and I learned this last night on FanDuel, Wiley Ballard talked about it with CJ Nowitzki, whatever his name is. You had a patch. If you're, let's say you're a lefty. You're a righty. Let's say you're a righty. So you're batting. The Vegas patch was on the side that shows on the camera. The Sacramento patch for the bridge was on the other side. So you had California on one side and Vegas on the other. Okay. So I learned this also, that, you have the Braves who have Yellowwood, which in my opinion should have Waffle House, but they have Yellowwood because Yellowwood sponsors the Auburn Tigers. We'll talk about that later, and their latest recruit. And then we'll also talk about SEC Media Days for the Auburn Tigers as well. You had Yellowwood on the Braves. So if you're pitching and it's not your throwing arm and it's the arm where you lean with, that it's going to be on camera, Yellowwood's going to be right here. So if I'm batting left, right? So if I'm batting left, it looks right on this. If I'm batting left, my patch is going to be right here so you can see it on camera. Got to get that advertisement in. I mean, literally, it is literally baseball is just NASCAR, and then basketball's slowly turning into the same thing. Got to have all the decals, got to have all the sponsorships on there, right? Loves or Yellowwood, Waffle House, Xbox, whatever, right? So the fact that the varsity isn't on like somewhere for the Braves, like live at the Battery, you know what I mean? Like it's not there on the arm. It's just one of those things that like you have to get that advertisement out there. It's baseball. I'm not a big fan of the advertisement on the jerseys per se. I probably would never buy a jersey if there's advertisement on it, to be honest with you. Unless it's a game-worn jersey or something like that, and I'm putting it in a frame. I mean, I literally had to think about these past few days because people keep talking about how the Braves need to trade Ronald Acuna. They need to trade Ronald Acuna. It's going to help the team. I'm not giving up on another jersey, okay? I have a problem buying jerseys of guys that won't stay on the team, okay? I have a Devontae Freeman Falcons jersey. I have a Calvin Ridley Falcons jersey. Julio Jones, not so much, but still didn't finish his career technically with the Falcons. So I have all of these jerseys. The only one that's legit, and it's so long ago that it doesn't really matter, is Dale Murphy. And he didn't even finish. So there's one of those things where I'm just kind of like, all right, I got to stop buying jerseys with people's names on the back of them. I do have a 2021 championship World Series Atlanta Braves jersey. Has no one on the back of it. Thank goodness. But if I have to buy another jersey where this guy is not going to be on the team, I'm going to be pissed. I'm going to be pissed. It's like when you go say, I'm going to go start buying a Michael Harris jersey, or I'm going to go buy a Ozzy Albies jersey. You better watch out because they could get traded or they could be gone back to AA or whatever. But all the money invested in Michael Harris that's not going to happen. They're not going to send him back to AA unless like something happened. Like they'll send him to the Stripers and he'll come right back up. So, I mean, we sit here and talk about all of the factors that happen throughout baseball, but we don't talk about anything positive. We always want to sit here and talk about the negative. The Braves are going to figure it out. I still have hope. Someone last night said to me, I can't keep watching them, or I just don't believe in them. And I said, you got to believe. You got to believe. And then they texted back, in what? And I laughed a little bit. And he's not wrong. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. It's how minor league works. I love the minor leagues. Hence the hat. Hence the flag. I love the minor leagues. View from the cheap seats. All right? Our town ain't big. Our town ain't small. It's a little bit of both, they say. You know what I mean? It may not be the major leagues. It might be AA. You know what I mean? AA baseball. We don't have that. We do have that. What am I talking about? Would love to see some AAA baseball because those are a little bit bigger stadiums. That's what the Braves are playing in right now. The Sacramento, whatever they're called, River Kings. Oh, Steele, did you see the Tides? Did you see that video from the Norfolk Tides where they lost to the Jumbo Shrimp? Were you at that game? I think it was at the Jumbo Shrimp, though. I think it was in Jacksonville. Did you see what happened? I've never seen this in baseball. Check this out. Let me see if I can find this real quick. This was like a couple of days ago. All right. A lightning. This was like, yeah, this was a couple days ago. Yeah, 2 days ago. I don't want to do it on. There we go. I don't want to give them the credit because they're not the ones that did it. All right. So check this out. Check this crap out. Like lightning or thunder, whatever it was, struck like near the field. And the game was going on. And it literally caused a balk that scored a run for the Jacksonville Shrimp. Check this out.
So he's on third with nobody out. 1-1 the count on Paulie. A huge crash of lightning as Contreras kicked.
What?
And it's a balk.
Wow.
How do you allow that? How is that allowed?
Everybody jumped.
Mother
Everybody
Nature
jumped.
for the run. It's 2-1, and Norfolk is arguing the call, but I don't know how you can argue that.
How do you argue that?
It's unfortunate timing.
How do you argue that?
I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Wow. I mean,
And he's like joking around like, oh, they all got scared. I would have got scared too. How do you issue a balk on that?
In the vicinity of this ball.
And then the ref's like, or the umpire's like, oh, it doesn't matter. Just continue with the game. Doesn't really matter. Just go ahead and continue with the game. Let's go ahead and get this game going.
I understand why Tim.
We don't really know what we're doing here. We don't really know what we're doing here. That's why we have robot refs. I was about to say robot Fs. We have robot umpires now. But how in the world do you say, okay, yeah, that's allowed because Mother Nature said, screw you. You shouldn't be playing right now. First of all, how in the world did they just go, oh, there's a thunder. Let's keep playing. Keep playing. There's no delay because there was no lightning. Is that why? Was there no light? It was just rolling thunder. So they were just like, whatever. There's no lightning. We can keep playing the game. How does that make sense? Make that make sense to me. Tell me how that makes any sense. That's insane. To issue a run on a lightning-induced balk that scared the absolute bejesus out of the pitcher. I mean, look at this.
Third with nobody out. 1-1.
Watch him.
A huge
I mean,
flash of lightning
that would
as
scare the
Contreras
crap out of me too. And the fact that the umpire just said, screw it. Let's just go home. Let's keep playing. Let's keep playing. Like, what? I even commented on it. That should not be allowed, right? I don't even know the rule on that. Let's look this up. Can thunder hurt you? Yes, it can. Can thunder allow baseball to score a run? Can you, during a minor league baseball game, allow thunderclap for the pitcher to allow a run scoring? Outdoor activities should be resumed at least 30 minutes after the last thunder, as electrical charges can linger in clouds after a thunderstorm. Okay. Let me see what this article has to say right here from Matt Higgins on Yahoo Sports. I wonder if there's like a rule on that. The Tides went on to win 9-5, but in Tides manager Tim Federowicz argued the balk call with the home plate umpire, but to no avail. Yeah, and the guy that stole third was awarded home based off of that balk. That's the dumbest crap I've ever heard. MILB rules on thunder and lightning. Let's look here. Let's see. So it said, when should activities be stopped? 1, if lightning is observed, the ability to see lightning varies depending on the time of day, weather conditions, obstructions such as trees, mountains, and clear air, especially at night. If thunder is heard, thunder can usually be heard from a distance of about 10 miles, provided that there is no background noise. Traffic, wind, precipitation may limit the ability to hear thunder less than 10 miles away. If the time between lightning and corresponding thunder is 30 seconds or less. Okay. So, thunder happened. It wasn't called. It was, hey, you get a base. And that makes 0 sense to me in the game of baseball. Especially when you're out there playing out in the middle of a field where lightning can happen at any moment. All of these things can happen. Make it make sense. So, absolutely crazy. Didn't happen to the Trash Pandas. It wouldn't help them. Right now, they're losing 9-0 in the top of the fourth to Chattanooga. Won last night, 4-3. Lost the night before, 6-8. Got to finish a 3-game series against Chattanooga. Then you got the All-Star break. And then they're going to play the Clingstones on the 18th, 19th, and 20th. They go on the road to Biloxi. And then they play at the end of the month, starting into August, the Birmingham Barons. I wish the Barons game was at the Barons. I would love to go to that before I have to go back to work. But I'm pretty sure I'm going back to work like that Monday. So that's going to be a hit or a miss. Mostly a miss. Another local sports news. Huntsville City FC got the win over the New York Red Bulls 2 on the road. They beat them 2-1. They're on the road again. They play FC Cincinnati 2. That is going to be in 3 days. That is at 5 o'clock. What is that? What is that? What is that? Sunday? Sunday, 5 o'clock against FC Cincinnati 2. And then back home, Christmas in July, countdown to kickoff, discounted tickets. So Christmas in July, Space Night is the next one. So on the 18th, that is next Friday. Next Friday, Columbus Crew 2 come to town. Then they get, and next week on that Friday, that following Friday, on the 25th, they play Orlando City B. So that's enough soccer talk because we're not talking about the Gold Cup. We're not talking about how the U.S. got screwed over. We're not going to talk about how Mexico won it again. They got like 13 titles. They got the most titles still in the Gold Cup. I don't know how a handball in the box is not a handball, but apparently, according to the cheating UEFA refs, because he wasn't making a play on the ball and he was trying to touch the ground, it's technically not a handball, but like in any soccer ever, any league ever, it's a handball. So it is what it is. You know, just UEFA being corrupt is normal. And it's not a lie. It's not a fib. We've known this for many years. It's gotten many allegations of just straight up bullshit. You don't want to talk about rigged, but you want to talk about how it's like not so much fixed, but it's definitely pretty borderline. It's definitely pretty skeptical when you allow stupid crap like that to happen and you don't let the game play on or you don't give a team an opportunity. So I think that's just dumb, in my opinion. You know, because we don't really give a shit too much because we're not talking college football 24/7 all around. Yes, the video game is out. I don't have a console, so I can't play it. Don't really care, to be honest with you. I haven't really played a football game since Madden 22, 23 maybe. Just haven't felt the need to. And they're all shit. They're the same game every year with new whatevers they throw into it. They never improve the game. All they did this year is they improved the fan experience that you had in what? NCAA 2011? Like NCAA 2010 and 2011, they had the fan experience and all that shit, and then they went away from it. Then they try to improve the graphics, and then they try to improve the players and the faces, and try to do the name, image, and likeness thing now. And all these kids are getting all this love because, oh, I'm on the game. And then you have coaches who are just a bunch of assholes who don't even want to be in the game, like Bill Belichick. All right. I mean, it's just what it is, like Deion Sanders. I think there was a few other coaches that didn't want to be in the game too. Like, just be in the game. The kids are in the game. Just be in the game. Have fun with it. Makes no sense to me. I don't know. What makes no sense to me is like before they made this game, like you could play the 2014 version. Like everyone could get a ripped copy or somebody could find it online or whatever. And then they could just download the rosters every year. It's just like buying like the new 2K. Like, yeah, great. I can go do GTA type stuff and I can have a car or a skateboard, or I can walk around this virtual world, VR world of basketball or whatever. But like, if I wanted to just play the game and I wanted the rosters, like I could just import the rosters, right? Or I could just play with an old team because that's what most of 2K is. It's like you can play with the 2015 Golden State Warriors or whatever, or you can play with whoever. You know what I mean? Like, it's just one of those things. Like, they have it. 1998 Bulls or whatever. You know, they have 98 Jordan, 97 Jordan, 96 Jordan. You know what I mean? I'm just not a big fan of college football because it's all saturated content nowadays. Everyone plays the game. Everyone's got Road to Glory. Everyone's playing some roided out linebacker or roided out cornerback or whatever. And it's like they're just trying to get their YouTube channel up, and it's all the same BS. Everyone's playing the game. The game must be fun, right? It's the same shit every year. They never improve the game. It's like Battlefield. They improve everything else except the game. You made one of the greatest games ever in Battlefield 1 and then went to absolute shite after that. You made Battlefield 3, you made Battlefield 4, you made Battlefield 1, and then you were like, let's do Battlefield 5 because it's a cash grab. Let's do Firestorm. Now we're coming out with Battlefield 6, and we're going to have our own BR in it. Why? Because you want to be Fortnite? Because you want to be what Call of Duty is trying to do right now? With Ninja Turtles and Beavis and Butthead skins and all this shit that's not even Call of Duty. It's not Call of Duty. It's just everyone plays DMZ or Warzone or whatever. It's not Call of Duty. Just give me Call of Duty that has some historical aspect behind it, and give me a really good campaign. Give me some really good online maps. Man, just redo World at War. You could just redo World at War. They have World War II, I think, now on the Game Pass or something like that. They have World War II now, where I still think people are still playing that online. It's not like World at War where everyone's like, you go back to the old game and everyone's just modding the shit out of it. You could just, you want to sit here and revamp all these games. Revamp World at War, please. Revamp Black Ops, please. I would love you. They literally, I think, are now coming out with another map, which is an old map, from Black Ops 2. The little Carnival map. Remember that map? I think it was called Carnival or some shit like that. I don't know. So speaking of college football, and something that I've been waiting for a long time to go to, won't be going this year. Hopefully maybe next year. We'll see. SEC Media Days is coming to Atlanta. So get ready for a bunch of lazy people standing around, talking about nonsense, basically going on vacation because it's just a fun event for everybody. Getting per diems from their bosses, getting everything paid for, not based off of their actual hard work or anything like that, just because of who they are or who their daddy is or whoever their rich donor is. We've got SEC Media Days coming. So I know I had the days on here. Here we go. So Monday, July 14th, you got Brian Kelly, Lane Kiffin. So you got LSU, Ole Miss, South Carolina, and Vandy. I'm going to get Vanderbilt out of the way. Couldn't have them last. So you'll get Brian Kelly, Lane Kiffin, Shane Beamer, and Clark Lee. Would have been better if they had switched Brent Venables or Jeff Lebby. They could have switched Ole Miss and Mississippi State. We literally could have had LSU, Mississippi State, South Carolina, and Vandy. And you would put them on the first day. And then Wednesday would have been an amazing day to have Kalen DeBoer, Billy Napier, Brent Venables, and Lane Kiffin. Are you kidding me? Why wasn't that Wednesday? So Tuesday, you have Auburn, Hugh Freeze, Georgia's Kirby Smart, Josh Heupel from Tennessee, and Steve Sarkisian from Texas. I would have loved to just go Tuesday. Wouldn't have been a very big day. I'm sure Georgia would have been huge. Heupel would have had a little bit. Texas being there, obviously. But I would have loved to have just been able to cover the Auburn Tigers. That's probably not going to happen. Still haven't heard back. If there's any kind of room, there is room. There's plenty of room. There's always room. It's just that I'm not so-and-so, or I'm not some ESPN person based off their name. So it is what it is. Wednesday, you'll get Alabama, Florida, Mississippi State, and Oklahoma. And then Thursday, to round off the week, which nobody will be there. No one will be there. Even the people that are there to cover these teams, they'll leave before Mike Elko even talks. I guarantee you it. July 17th, you got Sam Pittman from Arkansas, Mark Stoops from Kentucky, Eli Drinkwitz from Missouri, and Mike Elko from Texas A&M. I mean, they think they just basically flipped Monday and Thursday from last year. Of course, it was in Dallas last year. Now it's in Atlanta, where it should be, if not Nashville. Some of the speakers that are coming for Alabama, you've got Kalen DeBoer, of course, but you've got defensive lineman Tim Keenan, linebacker Deontay Lawson, and offensive tackle Caden Proctor from Arkansas. Of course, Pittman, you've got Cameron Bell, Taylon Green. I would love to see Taylon Green talk. And then Auburn, you'll have Jackson Arnold, of course, the quarterback, defensive lineman Kendrick Falk, and then offensive lineman Connor Liu. Florida, you'll have Napier, you'll have Caleb Banks, Jake Slaughter, and DJ Lagway, the quarterback. Kirby Smart will have CJ Allen, his linebacker, Dalen Everett, his defensive back, and Gunnar Stockton, the quarterback. Let's see. Let's skip a couple of ones. Coach, you have Brian Kelly with Garrett Nussmeier, the quarterback. Lane Kiffin's going to have his linebacker, TJ Daughtery, wide receiver, Caden Lee, and quarterback, Austin Simmons. Jeff Levy will have Blake Shapen. I like him. Defensive back, Isaac Smith, and wide receiver, Brennan Thompson. And I like Brennan Thompson as well. Let's see here. Who else? Who am bringing? Anybody? Any good? Any guy? Any big names that we're thinking? Lenora Sellers from South Carolina will be there. Heupel will be there with no quarterback. Arch Manning will be there with Texas. I'm sure everybody's going to love Tuesday because it'll be all about Arch Manning. It'll all be about Texas and blah, 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 blah. And then they'll be shitting on Hugh Freeze in Auburn and what AJ McCarron had to say and all these things. AJ McCarron is just talking out of his ass. Said a lot of good things, said a lot of bad things. But he's just talking out of his ass. He's just trying to create a spark. He's just trying to create more drama between him and Auburn fans. And he knows that Barners are going to say something, and he knows Alabama fans are going to defend him. And then he knows that he can just say whatever he wants because he's a Bammer. So, I mean, it is what it is. So, see, I would love to see the first day Diego Pavia from Vandy Belt. Greg Sankey will open media days at 9:05 Eastern, followed by remarks from every SEC football coach. So he'll always have something to say each day to open it up. He'll always explain to you what this coach means to the SEC, what this team means to the SEC. It's a bunch of bullshit, drawn out speech that someone else wrote for him that he'll just regurgitate the same shit about each coach every time, and then somebody will get on there. But that's SEC Media Days for you. Like, that's all SEC Media Days is. It's just one big vacation for people. It's not really work. Like, I've been told it's not really work. It's just one big vacation. It really is. It's really a joke, to be honest with you. It's for the SEC to show how much money they have. It's way better than the Big Ten. There's way better than Big Ten Media Days. It's obviously way better than Big 12 Media Days. It's better than ACC Media Days. Yeah, I think ACC Media Days are on the same time. So, like, it's just a big show. That's all it is. And it's just to flaunt their wealth, flaunt their money, to bring a bunch of clown, people that really have no business talking about a lot of it. They work for a news outlet. They work for a local whatever, and they get the love, they get the credit, everything like that because they're around the team all the time. So, I mean, it is what it is. It's really just one big vacation for a lot of media members. It's really just a lot of fun. It's not really anything like work-wise. There's really, I mean, you're going to hear a couple of like notable things. You might hear something for next year, some model or whatever. Like, it's always going to be like that. So, I mean, it is what it is. So, SEC Media Days next week. It'll be at the College Football Hall of Fame in the Omni Atlanta Hotel. It's the first time or third time since 2018. So should be a lot of fun for a lot of the people that are going out there, because it's just going to be fun. Because it's just going to be somebody that bought them a place to stay for the week and basically not really work. So I'm sure they're going to get all the incentives. They'll get some dinner or some fun thing planned that will be all like, it'll all be something stupid and fun. It won't actually be work. But hey, it is what it is. If you want to actually listen to it and all that kind of stuff, that's on you. You don't have to actually go to SEC Media Days to get any of the information that some of these clowns are going to send back to you. They're just going to take somebody's YouTube channel and regurgitate it on their own YouTube channel. That's all they're going to do. When all you have to do is just watch it or go online and you'll find it. You don't have to listen to a specific outlet or whatever. Like, you can find each coach. You don't have to listen to whatever coaches or whatever outlets that has it. Because a lot of these news outlets and these radio outlets, all they're going to do is they're going to clip the YouTube video and take it for their own YouTube video without saying any kind of recognition of where they got it from. They're just going to say, hey, this was at SEC Media Days. This is what so-and-so said. They're not going to say like, hey, I recorded it or whatever. It came from us, blah, blah, blah. Nope. Because really you can't. But the fact that they're just going to take it and regurgitate it as theirs is pretty lazy, in my opinion. So it is what it is. That's really all I had to say on that, to be honest with you. Because, like, it's just a joke, honestly. It's a joke. Hopefully one day I'll have the opportunity to have fun and do these types of things. But, you know, it is what it is. Moving on to some more football talk. How about the 2028 Olympics U.S. flag football roster possibly building the best one? Now, you have a bunch of guys that are really good flag football players that were pissed off because it's like, hey, we're just going to get a bunch of professional players and then we're going to kick all the dudes out that have been doing it for many years. Which, honestly, in my opinion, we could stay with the same team we've had for many years and beat the shit out of everybody. But this was ABC 6 Action News. This was actually from ESPN. I guess they just stole it from ESPN by Matt Bowen. Here's his thoughts on like the perfect roster. So he had Jayden Daniels from the Commanders from LSU. Because, you know, he's quick. He's got a good arm, all those types of things. He's lanky, throw on the run, all those types of things. They had him at quarterback. They had, and then the alternates were Lamar Jackson or Joe Burrow. I would have had Lamar Jackson probably. We know Mahomes ain't going to do it. I would have had like Lamar, instead of Joe Burrow, I would have made Michael Penix. Michael Penix. You want a young, mobile guy? What about Josh Allen? Instead of Joe Burrow, give me Josh Allen, because this is flag football, not stand in the pocket and throw. And I still think that Lamar Jackson might be the best fit instead of Jayden Daniels. He's more of a stand in the pocket kind of guy too. So he's an accurate thrower from the pocket. You don't want an accurate thrower from the pocket in flag football. People are blitzing you. Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen. There's no in between. Michael Penix, Kyler Murray, somebody that can move around and throw the ball. I would put fucking Kyler Murray out there. Is there anyone else that you could think of that would be better? Running backs. Jahmyr Gibbs as the starter. Bijan Robinson as the alternate. Miles Sanders. Just give me any scat back. Javonte Williams. Give me a scat back. Just give me somebody quick. You don't have to have like this big bouldering dude, or you just need a really short, quick guy. So Jahmyr Gibbs, Bijan Robinson, those are perfect. Wide receiver, Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, Devontae Adams, tall, lanky, can get up there, get the ball. Drake London, tall, can get the ball. Puka Nakua, quick, shifty, all those types of things. Another great wide receiver. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Jameson Williams, quick, fast, all of these types of things. I wouldn't want Justin Jefferson out there. He's more of a goofy, run down the field kind of guy. I want a guy that's quick, like CeeDee Lamb. I want a guy that's quick between everything. Jamar Chase, too. Jamar Chase, do. The cuts. T. Higgins, if you're going to throw it deep, right? Freak. Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill. There's so many wide receivers that you could just throw out there. Julio Jones out of retirement. I would put Julio Jones out there just to play around. What's his name? Ryan Williams from Alabama. I don't think he'd be in there in time. Well, no, he would. The dude from Ohio State. I think they had him too. Yeah, Jeremiah Smith from Ohio State. He would be a great... Malik Neighbors. Are you kidding me? Xavier Leggett. So you have Jamar Chase, Garrett Wilson. We didn't even say Garrett Wilson. Quick, shifty, all those types of things. Pass rusher. Micah Parsons. Abdul Carter. Anybody quick. Any quick linebacker, any quick edge rusher. Dudes that are long and thin, that are quick. Not big, TJ Watt. You could put TJ Watt out there. I guarantee you he would just freaking destroy people. You could put Myles Garrett out there as the dude that just like runs into the center and then spins off and goes after somebody because he's big and being in the way. So those are great pass rushers. Patrick Surtain as a cornerback, as another DB. Derek Stingley Jr. I don't know about that. He has Travis Hunter on here. I'd rather have Sauce Gardner. That's the alternate. The Travis Hunter as a defensive back. No, I'm not picking Travis Hunter to play flag football for the U.S. team. I'm sorry, I'm just not. I'd rather have somebody more physical, to be honest with you. They have Cooper DeJean as an alternate. Trent McDuffie as one of them. Antoine Winfield Jr. as the safety. You have Xavier McKinney. I would probably have Xavier McKinney back there. Just name anybody. Any long, Marlon Humphrey, any long defensive back, quick. Any good defensive back out there? I mean, if you're going to put Jalen Ramsey out there, because Jalen Ramsey is such a great cornerback, put Jalen Ramsey out there. Darius Slay, he's still quick. He might be old, but he's quick. Guarantees better than any other person that the other side of the world's going to put up against this team. But if I had to pick, I mean, there's a lot of great names out here. There's so many wide receivers that we could sit here and go through. But the quarterbacks, in my opinion, if I had to pick who I would have at that, I would pick Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen. I mean, that would Michael Penix, anybody that's quick and mobile and can throw on the run. Kyler Murray. I think that's just great. Running backs, that's pretty much set in stone. Jahmyr Gibbs or Bijan Robinson, Miles Sanders, somebody quick and fast. You know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't really have to go outside of the box right there when it comes to running backs. Like, you don't have to get the big bouldering guy. Like, you don't have to have Derrick Henry out there. You know what I mean? Those are two great picks. Wide receivers, have fun. There's so many wide receivers to pick from. Defensive backs, too. Defensive backs / corner or / safeties. There's so many names out there you could throw out there. Wide receivers as well. So the U.S. team should take at least like 10 of the best NFL players and then take 10 of the best, or like the rest should be amateur players, in my opinion. Because like, it's like the basketball team. You could probably take, and basketball's a little harder because the international game has been so much stronger. Especially when like the last 7 title winners or the MVP winners are all like not from the United States. But hey, you know, it is what it is because American basketball players don't really give a shit. So, I mean, isn't SGA from Canada? So, I mean, like, is he? I don't know. Is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, is he from Canada? I like how I said Gillis. Let's see. Where is he from? Is he from America? He's from Toronto. You have 2 Canadians that have won it in the last like 8 years. You have 2 Canadians. You have Joel Embiid, who he's not American. You have Joker, not American, right? And Giannis, not American. What is going on in the world of basketball? Because you know why? We care about the WNBA. We care about what Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark are doing right now. We care about the sport of the WNBA and the American game there. We don't give 2 shits about the American players that are playing for the NBA. We only care when they're playing in the Olympics. Jaden Daniels, yeah. They had him as that guy, what was his name from ESPN? They had him as the best quarterback. I don't know if I would have had him as the best quarterback. Jaden Daniels, yes, on the bench, but not the starter. He has him as like the starter. I would pick Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson, in my opinion. I just feel it. I mean, shit. If Patrick Mahomes wants to play, Patrick Mahomes could go out there right now. He's shifty and all these other things, but the problem with him though is like he's so goofy that I feel like Patrick Mahomes like would fall or something and like get hurt, and then like they'd have to immediately take him out, and then Lamar Jackson would have to play the entire time. That I want that lanky dude that is on the roster right now. That's like some amateur that he's shifty as hell, can sling the ball. Get him to throw it up to all the wide receivers. So in my opinion, stupid. To learn more about flag football, make sure to tune in the NFL Flag Championships July 18th to July 20th. Because apparently ESPN's big on this, promoting flag football because football is dangerous, but they're really big on promoting especially female flag football. I think they've got softball championships going on during this month too. So like they got professional softball going on. So, oh, of course. But he literally just said, this guy's, what's his name? Matt Bowen from ESPN. He said that I looked at both Lamar Jackson and Joe Burrow here, but Daniels gets the nod due to his age. He'll be 27 years old at the time of the 2028 Olympics. Okay. But he says necessary skills, accuracy, arm strength, throw on the run, mobility. But then says he's an accurate thrower from the pocket and can still deliver the ball against man coverage he would see in the Olympics. So would Lamar Jackson, so would Josh Allen. They're going to be like 30-something, or they're going to be close to that. But they're still going to be better than whatever the hell the world throws at them. So he's just basing it off of youth. Okay, Michael Penix. Michael Penix will be young. He'll be like, what, 24? He's already 24. He'll be 27 or 28 by then. Why isn't Michael Penix on there? A young guy. Kyler Murray, he's a younger guy who's still mobile and can get around. Don't care that he's short. He's still mobile. It is the game of flag football. This is not professional football. You have blockers stand in the pocket. This is run around, throw the ball. Jaden Daniels, as quick as he is, he's going to get tall. He's tall and he's going to get bigger and stronger, and he's going to lose some of that mobility. I want a guy that can get out of the pocket and throw it quick. Can take off and do it. Maybe Michael Penix Jr. isn't one of those types of things. Maybe Kyler Murray won't be one of those types of things. If we want to get crazy with it, why don't you just throw Anthony Richardson out there in a few years? Because he's tall and mobile and athletic. Okay, why don't we put what's his name? Caleb Williams. Why don't you throw Caleb Williams out there? Jordan Love. Why don't you throw Jordan Love out there? He's tall, capable, athletic, ability, blah, 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 blah. We could sit here and go all day on quarterbacks, young quarterbacks that could go out there and do it. I mean, shit. Shadur Sanders in a few years. We're over here talking about it on ESPN that apparently just yesterday, I think they just make it up as they go. I saw the NFL Live show. They're talking about how Shadur Sanders traded to the Colts, or should Shadur Sanders get traded to the Colts or something like that. Then literally today, one of their segments, Kirk Cousins to the Colts ? They just take a thing. They just take a dart and they just throw it at the wall. And they see if it fucking sticks. Talking about random ass bullshit. Oh, because it's not basketball. Sorry, it's not basketball season. We're watching the Summer League right now. They got the freaking San Antonio 76ers game on TV tonight, but Cooper Flagg over here is playing Bronny Jordan, and they're Bronny LeBron, and they're literally like $3,000 courtside seats for a Summer League game for a bunch of bums that won't make the roster, including Bronny James. But I'm sorry, nepotism always rings true. So nepotism will always get you somewhere. So Bronny James will end up being on like the roster somehow because his dad will come back because they'll somehow get this roster set up, unless he runs away to Houston or somebody that's good like the Knicks that already have a good young core around him. Because DeAndre Ayton has been an absolute flop. And to be honest with you, like him joining the Lakers with Doncic and LeBron's not going to help. Like they're not going to get any better. They got destroyed in the first round. So it is what it is. All right, time for On This Day in History. We're only going to choose a few On This Day in History because I feel like we take too long a lot of times going through it. So we're going to do just a few that I see that I like. And then we're just going to keep rolling through. And then we'll get to birthdays. And then we're going to get off YouTube and then continue this rock and roll and roller coaster on Twitch and play something fun. So let's do that. Here we go. On This Day in History. By the way, if you want to support On This Day in History, we're looking for sponsors. Support the stream. Cash App, $, Coach Grizzle, Venmo, @MassBraves. If not, hit me up on social media, Instagram, Straight Flexin', TikTok, all those places, Twitch, and say, hey, I would love to support the stream. And you can do that by doing any of that, or you can get to me, contact me, and say, hey, I would like to support the stream in some sort of way, and we can figure that out as well. So yeah, let's get back into it. Today's historical events. The Battle of Dyrrhachium against Julius Caesar and Pompey the Great. Battle of Dyrrhachium. Julius Caesar barely avoids a catastrophic defeat near the city of Dyrrhachium, which is now Albania. I think this was the one where he took, like, he was fighting him the whole time, and like he put like walls around it. Like he did the same thing he did like in Alesia. He like put walls around walls, and then he took like another wall and put like that wall around it and like tried to trap him like he normally does, and it just didn't work because it was like too far of a stretch. And then Pompey was able to get out and avoid a defeat against Julius Caesar. But yeah, that happened today. You can also watch that on History Marsh, by the way. That is actually a History Marsh Battle of Dyrrhachium. I guarantee you there's a History Marsh for it. There's a Kings and Generals one. There it is. Yep. Caesar's Civil War 5 years ago. History Marsh. I watch History Marsh, and, you know, Kings and Generals isn't bad either. So if you're into any kind of historical, where you can literally watch these battles and get a good historical representation of it, they're really good. Let's see. The origin of the Armenian calendar in 1552. 1518, former peasant Justin I proclaimed Byzantine emperor in the Hippodrome, Constantinople. The city of Dublin is founded in the banks of the river Liffey in 988. The Rocky Road to Dublin. Everyone apparently loves Sinners now, and everyone apparently loves the Rocky Road to Dublin. Look, I love you all. The song's been around for a long time. The Irish people have been shit on for a long time. I love it. I love that you love that song. But stop using it for your trashy ass TikTok content or your trashy ass YouTube content. It's such a great song. And it doesn't need to be saturated with a bunch of bullshit because we're a bunch of iPad kids that get sucked into stupid ass social media crap and do the same content over and over again, like the little Asian kids that are dancing on boats and doing things, and everyone's got the aura. I'm young. I don't know. Like, everybody's doing that now. Farmers are doing it. Baseball players are doing it. People that are winning in motorbike competitions are doing it. I mean, we are so just sucked into that aspect. It's hilarious. Lady Godiva in 1040 rides naked on horseback through Coventry, according to legend, to persuade her husband, Earl of Mercia, to lower taxes. Wouldn't surprise me. That'd get me to stop real early. The Battle of Northampton. That was in 1460 in the War of the Roses. Richard of York defeats Henry VI. At the Battle of Northampton, Henry VI is captured. You can actually watch that on History Marsh as well, I believe. I know you can watch a lot of War of the Roses content from History Marsh. And I think they actually talk about the Battle of Northampton, either when like he gets captured, but then also when he gets released too. There's actually another battle later where they actually get Henry VI back. But I think this might have been after. Yeah, so I think you actually can watch this one. The Treaty of Calais in 1520, King Charles V of France and King Henry VIII of England signed the Treaty of Calais. Queen Jane Grey in 1553, daughter of Duke of Suffolk, was proclaimed Queen of England, succeeding Edward VI, who declares his half-sisters illegitimate, reigns for 9 days. Let's see here. The Battle of Langport in 1645. Somerset, Oliver Cromwell's new model army defeats Royalists. I think you can watch that on History Marsh as well. I know you can watch some. I know there is one Oliver Cromwell battle, and I can't remember which one it is. I might be that one. England declares war on the Netherlands, beginning in the First Anglo-Dutch War in 1652. England, stop fighting everybody. Stop fighting everybody, England. My God. And you didn't win a lot of them. You just got your ass kicked by a lot of people. The Bonnie Prince Charlie flees in 1746. Scotland's Bonnie Prince Charlie flees in disguise to the island of Skye. Horatio Gates in 1775 issues order excluding blacks from the Continental Army. In 1780, the Comte de Rochambeau and his French force of 7,000 land in Newport, Rhode Island to join the American Revolution. I think, wasn't yesterday? When was the Battle of York? There was someone I saw like a cannonball that hit the wall and it got stuck, and it's like stuck there in time from the Battle of Yorktown. I don't think that was yesterday. I can't remember when that was. In 1815, Millard Fillmore is sworn in as president, replacing Taylor. In 1862, the U.S. begins construction of the Central Pacific Railroad. If you've ever seen Hell on Wheels, very highly recommend that show. It kind of tapered off later, but I really enjoyed that show a lot. And it has to do a lot with the Central Pacific Railroad. In 1861, Lincoln writes to Kentucky's militia and says Union troops will not enter the state. In 1863, Battle of Charleston, South Carolina, the Morris Island in September 2nd. That was on September 6th in 18... Wait a minute. Oh, it went to September 6th. Man. 1863, Battle of Jackson, Mississippi, captured by the Federals until July 16th. 1866, an indelible... Is that what I say? Indelible pencil patent by Edson P. Clark, Northampton, Massachusetts. Let's see here. Going through some quick ones. Romania declares war on Bulgaria in 1913. British South African troops march into German Southwest Africa in 1915. 1917, Emma Goldman is imprisoned for obstructing the draft. Russian Soviet Federal Socialist Republic is formed in 1918. Dutch Parliament approves women's right to vote in 1919. The signing of the Treaty of Versailles in 1919 happened today. Personally delivers Treaty of Versailles to Senate. Let's see here. 1934, FDR visits Colombia, becoming the first sitting U.S. president to visit South America. This is when, like, people tell me how hot it is in certain areas. And you're, like, in the 30s. It's, like, 109 in Maryland, 110 in New Jersey, 111 in Pennsylvania. I mean, Phoenixville, Pennsylvania, it's going to be hot. 112 in West Virginia. Like, shut up, North. Oh, the biggest heat wave in a long time in New York. We can't handle it. Oh God, it's so hot. Come down to Alabama. I saw the greatest meme ever. It was like, what's it like visiting Alabama? And what's the climate like, or what's it feel like visiting Alabama in like August or something like that? And it said, have you ever been cremated before? I wouldn't say necessarily cremated. I would say like cremated, and then like they tried to like throw some water on it, and the water just made it worse. And it just kept getting muggy and kept getting worse. See here. Hitler will have to break us or lose the war. 1940, Battle of Britain begins as Nazi forces attack shipping convoys in the English Channel. Continuation war, Finland invades East Karelia as hostilities with the Soviet Union resume following the German invasion in June in 1941. The Jedwabne Pogrom, massacre of Jewish people living in and near the village of Jedwabne, kind of sound like my last name, Gwathney. Jedwabne, Poland. 1942, Himmler orders sterilization of all Jewish women in Ravensbrück concentration camp in northern Germany. Six-day battle of Kursk, USSR. Operation Citadel continues. U.S., Britain, and Canadian forces invade Sicily in World War II. Operation Husky. 1942, Netherlands government in exile in London recognizes Soviet Union. Inventive interest in 1944, father of Medicare. Thomas Douglas becomes the seventh premier of Saskatchewan. 1944, German submarine U-821 sunk by RAF. 1945, Admiral Mark Mitzer named Chief of U.S. Navy Staff. 1946, Belgian government of Acre resigns. Let's see here. Anything else? Martin Luther King arrested during demonstration in Georgia in 1962. 1979, Chuck Berry begins 4-month prison term for $200,000 in tax evasion. Escape from New York premiered in 1981. Great movie with Kurt Russell and John Carpenter, the director. We're over here testing nuclear test sites at Nevada Test Site in 81. 1982, Samuel Morse's Gallery of the Louvre sells for $3.25 million. Sinking of the Rainbow Warrior in 1985, French foreign intelligence agents blow up the Greenpeace flagship Rainbow Warrior in Auckland Harbor, New Zealand, to prevent it from interfering with French nuclear tests in the South Pacific. Dutch photographer Fernando Pereira is killed. That's terrible. Historic publication. In 1985, Playboy and Penthouse published nude pictures of popular singer-songwriter Madonna. Andrew Dice Clay cries on the Arsenio Hall show in 1990. I guess I would have to know more about that. I don't know. I don't know what that is. Parachutes. Coldplay releases their debut album Parachutes in 2000. ESPY Awards in 2002. 10th ESPY Awards. Tiger and Venus Williams win. Don't care. Don't care. Kawhi Leonard signs a reported 3-year, $103 million contract with the Clippers in 2019. And Biden meets King Charles in 2023. And we're good. So let's move on to some birthdays. We'll rattle them through. I think I'm actually going to end the stream and then rejoin on Twitch. So when we get out of here, make sure to go follow, like, subscribe, all those types of things on YouTube so you can keep up on all the alerts. But also follow me on Twitch because we're going to go play some games on Twitch. By the way, speaking of history, War of Rights, as much slack and flack or whatever you want to say as the game gets, because it's a Civil War game, but it's made by a bunch of like Dutch dudes. It's made by a bunch of people that aren't even from the United States. Because God forbid if we made a Civil War game, it would just piss everybody off. Because History Channel was making Civil War games left and right 13 years ago, and nobody gave a shit. The fact that they went out and did the 1776 update on their game and gave players an opportunity to play as the Continentals and as the British and as the Hessians on the British side. They had the Regiment of the Line. They had the Regiment of Grenadiers. They had 2 von Lossberg Hessian units. So the Hessians and the Delaware unit looked exactly alike. They like had the same hats, except the Delaware unit had black hats, and they both wore blue. And the Hessian unit wore a red with a gold lion on the front of it. So it was like kind of like a pointed hat. And then, of course, you had the Maryland unit, which was a lot of militia. So like they were all dressed in like white, brown, somewhere in blue. So they kind of looked like Continentals, but they were all like, it was all like straight militia. And then it gave players like an opportunity to play as something other than the Civil War. And I wish the game would continue to do that and allow us to continue to play that, but I think it would take over. But to see that the servers are like maxed out every single night because of the update is a huge positive thing for a game that seemed like it was falling off a little bit because we were waiting for horses or we're waiting for some new content or whatever. But Fashion Wars will never end. Give me more Fashion Wars. I want more. Are you kidding me? I want more. I want the 7 Years' War or the French and Indian War, whatever you want to call it. Give me the Mexican-American War. We already have the Civil War, but give me different units. Give me different colored units. Because like in some of the other games, like you have red uniforms, you have the Italian flag and the Italian uniforms, you have the green uniforms. You have all these different types of uniforms. They even have it where at one time during one of the, I think it's like, I can't remember which battle it was during the Maryland campaign, but it was where like literally, obviously it was just like the Civil War where the Confederates are wearing blue fighting the Union who are wearing blue. So it's like, it makes it difficult sometimes when you play the game. Best viewers on streamboo.net. Yeah, give me General RuPaul. I've already said I want my Cardi B playable skin. Okay? I want my War of Rights battle pass so I can get the George Washington playable skin. Okay? I've already talked. It was funny because the devs have been on the games lately. And Trusty Jam is one of the biggest ones. Bradley is one of the big ones. There's Molex. If I don't remember anybody else, there's like a couple other ones. But who was it? Molex was on there, and I was like, "Hey, let me get that Crimson Tide weapon skin." And he said I had to try. I had to ask Bradley. I've seen Bradley, who's in mod or one of the admins. He's one of the mods. We were playing a game one time, and he was an officer. Yeah, it like had a pistol, and you know they're revolvers, so you have to reload every single time. The line comes at him. And I shit you not, he pulls out that pistol and he fires, and it was like a machine gun. It was so hilarious. I wish I still had that video. It was so fucking hilarious watching him just straight up pull that revolver out, and he pulled the trigger, and it was like a machine gun. It was so fucking hilarious. John Calvin, he was born in 1509. He died in 1564. He was born today. William Blackstone, English jurist. He was born in 1723, died in 1780. Nikola Tesla, he was not the car. He was born in 1856. He died in 1943. That's crazy. He died halfway through, or pretty much through the World War II. It's crazy. He didn't get to see the end of World War II. Legs Diamond in 1897. He died in 1931. American gangster and bootlegger during the Prohibition era. He was born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I don't know who any of those people are. Jake LaMotta, American boxer, 1922. He died in 2017. Immortalized in Raging Bull. He was born in New York City. David Dinkins, American politician and first African-American mayor of New York City. He died in 2020. He was born in 1927. Jerry Herman, 1933. He died in 2019. Arthur Ashe, he died in 1993. He was born in 1943. American tennis player. I don't know who any of these people are. Even the baseball person. I know her because I watch Modern Family. 1972, Sofia Vergara. She's 53. Jessica Simpson's 45. She was born in 1980. She's only 45. I thought she was older than that. And Moo Dang, the baby pygmy hippopotamus. Damn you! You give him the easy ones. The pygmy hippopotamus, an internet sensation, is born at Khao Kyu Open Zoo in Chonburi, Thailand. She was born in 2024. Moo Dang was born in 2024. Today. I know Mario Gomez. He was born in 1985. German soccer striker, Mario Gomez. Played for Bayern Munich, played for Germany. He was born in 1985, so he's a few years older than me. What's he, 40? 39? I think we're good. All right, that's been this day in history. Appreciate y'all. All right, we're going to finish up. We're going to close everything down. We're actually going to stop the stream. Everything. Twitch, YouTube, all of those things. So if you're watching us on Twitch, stay on Twitch. We're coming back. We're going to find a game to play. Whether it's Marvel Rivals for a little while till my boy Head of Steel maybe gets on. Sea of Thieves. We might play Marvel Rivals till then. We may get on RuneScape. We may get on DayZ. We may get on a number of things. We've got a ton of different games we can play. Fortnite. We can play whatever. We're here to play some games on Twitch. We're done doing the stream because I think we've made enough good content for over almost 2 hours now that I think that I can relax a little bit and maybe play some video games now and maybe enjoy that. So thank you so much. Astri, Head of Steel. Head of Steel might have to go to bed, which is fine. Totally okay. We will play Sea of Thieves tomorrow. That is on. First of all, you have not given me any Golden Bachelor or whatever it is now. You have not given me any Bachelor updates. There is a new Bachelor out with Jesse Palmer, of all people, as the host. Dude couldn't make it in football, so why don't I be a fake-ass TV analyst or whatever? Where are my sexy Bachelor updates? I saw the funniest thing ever where two people were talking and one was an Alabama fan and one was an Auburn fan. And of course they had to have that back and forth red flag. So I'm already one step ahead of you, buddy. I'm trying to cut myself from that poison. Is your wife, though? Is your wife trying to cut out that poison? Because I don't believe you. I don't believe you that you are. I say you love it. Have you seen the show on Fox. Have you seen the show that Gordon Ramsay does? Not the one where he takes the two, like, they take the mediocre people and they make them chefs or whatever. Have you seen the one where it's like basically Kitchen Nightmares, but he's like undercover? And he like goes to a restaurant, like breaks into the restaurant and like checks how shitty it is. And then like the whole show is about how basically what his old show used to try to do, and then what Bar Rescue tries to do, where it's like, I'm trying to save your marriage, or I'm trying to save you. I saw it was on and went to bed. Yeah, it's pretty stupid. I watched like 5 minutes of it. Gordon Ramsay's driving in a car. It's all dark. He's wearing black. And he's like, I'm going to go talk about this. Oh, that's a terrible British accent. I'm going to go talk about this restaurant. I'm going to go see how bad they are. Blah, 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 blah. I'm going to see what's wrong. Blah, 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 blah. And then, like, it was basically Kitchen Nightmares without saying it's Kitchen Nightmares. That's all it is. It's just Kitchen Nightmares without saying it's Kitchen Nightmares. Even though, isn't Kitchen Nightmares still going on? I don't know. Is Bar Rescue still going on? I don't have Paramount anymore. I don't watch that trash anymore. I got so sucked in to Bar Rescue that I just got so tired of the fake ass bullshit advertisement for a rundown restaurant. And if you didn't do what they say, you're not going to make it because they're not going to back you and you're not going to pay for his John Taffer bartending class or some stupid shit. Just like the Gordon Ramsay kitchen test thing. I don't know. It's just bad. It's just bad. Anyway, we're done. Thank you so much for supporting, as always, the Total Chad Sports Podcast. We will clip the best clips that we had from earlier. There are a couple of them that I want to clip, obviously, from what I've said about the U.S. flag football team. There's some other things in there, too, I'm sure I could find from the SEC Media Days about how it's just a big joke. You know, there's a lot of things. By the way, I have this big, long scratch from Ladybird. Thanks, Ladybird. It's gonna be a damn scar probably from now on. She's over there in the corner. You can't see her. She's over there. So anyway, thank you so much, Head of Steel, everybody that's been a part of the stream, constantly supporting. Thank you so much. Like I said, if you would like to support the stream, you can hit us up anywhere there. If you want to help in any way to make a donation to your local Greater Humane Society. We always try to promote the local humane societies that help with the dogs and the cats of the world that need homes, shelter, food, just love, and to continue to give work and continue to promote more of that, but also promote the walk to end Alzheimer's as well, because that's something that has greatly affected my family. I'm sure it has affected many other families out there that listen to the stream. You probably know somebody. That's why they have those little wind things, the little wind chimes, the little wind flower things. They all have different colors. One means you know somebody. One means you want to help. One means that you have somebody in your family. And it's just, there's so many different types of ways to help, whether it is donations or whether it's just showing your body out there every single time that there's an event going on. So if you can do that and help in a greater way, more than yourself, you do you. So thank you so much. Remember, All-Star break next week. We're probably going to try to do a stream this weekend. Before that, you also have the SEC Media Days, probably do some video game streams throughout the weekend. But thank you so much. Hit us up on all the social medias, at Coach Grizzle, at Guathany Chad, Twitch, YouTube, all those places. Like and subscribe. Thank you. Everyone have a good rest of their night. Bye.
I'm handsome, I'm fast, I'm pretty, and can't possibly be beat.
High fly ball into right field. She is gone.
They might be going to call George Brett out.
Well, he's out.
Yes, sir.
Brett is out. Look at this. Brett is out. And
Steaming mad.
he is out.
Swung, fly ball deep left center. Grissom on the run. Yes! 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 The Atlanta Braves have given you a championship.
Auburn going after it. Here's a good snap. It is blocked. It is blocked. It's caught on the run. It's caught on the run. He's going to score. David Wagner. David Wagner has scored. And Auburn is tied the game.
It's good! It's good! It's good! It's good! It's good! It's good! Pippen has won the ball game. Out